when we go through a spiritual awakening journey, a lot of things will change. Old self will dissolve. Old identity, old friends, old environment will have to go. Also, you will become very sensitive. So I want to share my own personal experience that I experienced, the sensitive part that I start experiencing through my five senses. So first one, touch. Everything is energy, including people, friends, family. When you raise your vibration and frequency, you will want to be very conscious and cautious of who you touch. For example, hugging, that's one of them, or even just handshake. And or if you have a partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, the intimacy, it also can transmit the energy. So if other people has lower energy, lower frequency, then if you somehow came into contact with them, you will be entangled with their energy. Their energy will come into your field. Normally, if that happens, I will feel very tired. Afterward, I will feel very fatigued afterward. So I'm very conscious and very sensitive of who I've been in contact with physically. Okay. Second one, smell. As we know, spiritual awakening journey involve a lot of meditation, and meditation involve a lot of breath work. So breath work is literally we breathe in the positive energies and frequency and breathe out the toxin that we carry within our body. We also breathe in knowledge, information into our conscious. So I start realize that I'm very sensitive to bad smell. For example, if someone is smoking cigarettes around me, or someone is smoking weed, even though in California it's legal to consume weed, but if I came across somebody somewhere close to me is doing that, I will be feeling very sensitive. It makes me just want to walk away right away. Another one is if there's any chemical smell in the air. Sometimes we might drive by some factories, or sometimes cleaning supply can have some chemical smells too. So I become very sensitive of my surrounding, the smell, and if it doesn't smell good, it really affects me. It really makes me want to just leave the area right away. Okay? So number 3, taste. Okay? My taste of food, consuming of food change kind of right in the beginning of my spiritual awakening journey. I started consuming veggies only, no more red meat, no more chickens. Okay? It's the decision that I make. I just make that switch, and the next day I'm on it and never think about it anymore. However, another part that I'm very sensitive on is if someone, if someone is around me is complaining about the food they're consuming while we are eating, no matter if they're vegetarian or not, if they are complaining about the food they're consuming, then I totally get turned off right away. I think it's because spirituality is about gratitude, right? We are grateful for what we have and that we attract more. And we have to feel the abundance in order to create more of what we desire, right? So when let's say if my friends, I had a friend before, he's always complaining about the food that we consume. And I'm really thinking in my head, if it's really that bad, then just don't eat it. It's a mindset thing. I think it's an unconsciousness, a reaction, unconsciousness response that they don't even aware of. They might be so used to just always complain, all right? But why you have to complain about? Anyway, so taste of food, drinks, it really changed me, and I don't drink alcohol anymore. It made me really sick now, and I don't even drink sodas or any kind of those color types, mixed flavor of drinks. Yeah, I just can't do that anymore. And as far as sweets, candies, I also consume less. So my sense of taste, it's also aligned with everything. Okay, when I start realizing that, and then a lot of things that I see, food-wise or snack-wise, I become very alert of what I consume now. All right, I'm into actually smoothie, juicing. This is a detox shot. And many people might find this is not the best taste, but I love it. Okay, so the fourth one, the next one, is hearing sound. I listen to a lot of sound healings myself, and every time I finish my little practice, my session mixed with my meditation, listening to sounds, healings, and different frequencies, my sense of hearing actually expands. And so I'm very sensitive to loud noises. If people drive their car, they honk. It's bothered me so much. As well as people's car exhaustion. If they have a loud transmissions or exhaustion, then it really bothers me. Even they just drive by so fast, I have to cover my ears. And so another one is music. Rap music, heavy metal, any loud music, it really bothers me. My ear is so sensitive. Even if I drive on the street, if we park on a traffic light, and if someone next to me is busting their music out loud, I just can't stand it. It just made me want to roll out my window and then maybe turn up my meditation music in the car. Yeah, so that has become very sensitive to me, and I also know a lot of music industry people, they put low vibration, low frequency into their music, and sometimes they also have a hidden track. I'm sure you've seen some of the maybe YouTube video or Instagram. They showcase to play those music, those track backwards, and it has hidden tracks. I'm also very aware some of those sounds, those frequency in the music is not healthy for us. From what I observe, that I used to be friends with this girl, this lady who owns a band, and she played a lot of alternative music, classic rock, and did a lot of small venue concerts. Before, I enjoyed it very much myself, but now I still see a pattern. I think those music that she's playing, it's a low vibration. The reason I say that is I start witnessing and seeing the people who's around, close to her, around her, are experiencing problems like drug addictions, alcoholic, and even one of my close friends passed due to cancer, lung cancer. And he doesn't even smoke. So it seems like everyone around her is falling off. And I really believe it's the music, it's the frequency and the vibration in the music that she's playing. So, that being said, I am very protecting of my hearing, whatever goes into my ear, because our ear is directly connected to our brain. right? So that's why it's very sensitive right now for me. The last one will be eyesight. What I see. Movies that I used to maybe enjoy watching before, it become very uncomfortable for me to watch, especially the horror movie. And the horror movie, they also related to sound for me because when I hear somebody scream, even though it's acting, I know, but when I hear screams, it really bothers me. It feels so loud, and I'm so sensitive to those kind of fear, frightened noise. So that being said, I stopped watching horror movies and some movies or documentary that's kind of bring my feelings down, my vibration, my frequency down. And of course, some of the TV shows, the news are the major ones that bring us down, make us fear, make us afraid, dividing us. Those are the one that we have to be very consciously aware. Whatever you put in front of your eyes, even our phone, we have to be conscious aware of what we consume. All right, so my eyes are also very sensitive to lights, like bright lights. Okay, somehow I don't know. I have this feeling that those bright lights, it might appear to somehow to change your perception, your perspective, or maybe somehow change your memory. I don't know. Some sort of erase certain memory. I just have that feeling. I don't know why. Maybe because of Men in Black. I don't know. That being said, I am very protecting of my energy field. So everything that I can touch, smell, taste, and see and hear, I'm very consciously aware and very protective, very cautious of who and what and where I expose myself to. So some people, some places, some food, some entertainment, it's not for me anymore. And people might think, then what do I enjoy? I enjoy closing my eyes meditations and sense everything from my inner self. Okay? And I start wanting to go near the nature, near the tree, near the oceans, smell the breeze, hear the ocean, the sound from the oceans, and hear the tree when the wind blows. And also, I bring my conscious to the present moment and I can hear the birds singing. That is the sound, that is the feeling, that is the smell that I would like to experience right now. Because it gives me a sense of peace, a sense of self as well. So if you have these kind of experience with your five senses in your spiritual journey, it's normal. Or if you're probably not even aware that you're in this journey, but you have some of these, I would say, symptoms or some of these experience, then you are already on this path that you probably even don't know. But these are the stages that we have to go through because we consume, we've been programmed for so long in this matrix programming, and when we want to let go, when we want to get rid of the old, everything that we have known, that we enjoyed before, that we consumed before, will change. You will start not wanting to participate in those settings, those consumes, those entertainment anymore. Okay, so if you have any similar experience, leave your experience in the comments. And I will see you guys on the next one.